I hope people were listening. I really hope people were listening to us.
It's somewhere we're not saying we're right about BTC, but
We are.
if
No, we're
anyone's
absolutely right.
well,
about
hold on,
it.
hold
we
on,
are
hold on.
absolutely
I'm
right
saying
about
when we were
BTC.
talking about BTC, it was in the $8,000-9,000 range, obviously. And we're saying, now's the time to invest if you haven't invested. And now it's at 11,200 today.
Like and subscribe, and buy a Bitcoin. For every subscriber, Vitaly's going to buy a Bitcoin. This is what we're looking at right now as of the close, 10,902. 10,900.
So it dropped a couple $100.
It dropped a couple. It was over 11,000, but 10,500 was the resistance point, and it blew right by it. Even with all the bots triggering the sell at 10.5, it shot right past it.
Remember, 201 billion for a currency is like, it's non-existent. If it is digital gold, it's supposed to be $9 trillion at some point.
The entire market.
It's $200 billion.
Yeah.
You are not late to the party, friends. You are not late. No, that's true. You're just not late. If you have no investment in this thing, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for it to be $50,000 before you start to actually invest in this thing? Don't be crazy. The upside is right now. This is a currency. This is digital gold. This is not a company.
Bitcoin is not a stock. It is a currency. It trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all over the world. It never stops. With gold, the scarcity of gold is determined by how much gold there is on the planet. With Bitcoin, there's only, we're going to
21 million Bitcoin, and there's approximately 5 to 7 million lost forever that cannot be accessed. In fact, I've lost some, and I cannot access
wallets, or people lost them, or even the original.
I have a wallet I cannot access. I forgot my password years and years ago, so it's going to be gone. And one day I'm going to cry because that Bitcoin is
worth 100.
Who knows what it'll be worth? 10 years, it's $1 million. Who knows? But I can't access it.
Here's the point. There are about 21 million Bitcoins that are able to be mined. There's 18 million in circulation right now, meaning that there's about 3 million Bitcoins left. The scarcity of Bitcoin, how those Bitcoins are introduced into the circulating supply, is already set. It was set the moment that Bitcoin was created. And in order to change those rules would require 51% of the holders to vote. So it'll never happen, which means we know exactly where the other Bitcoins are, and we know when they're coming out. And as Bitcoin gets older, there's going to be less and less of them coming into the market.
Well, what you said,
these prices.
What you said, a lot of people, who don't follow crypto, they don't understand why something digital can be worth any money, right? And obviously, this is for older people because we know how digital things are worth money. We buy digital books. We have CDs, which are digital bits. We pay for that, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, we're sending money through PayPal, Venmo. I don't know, but I've never actually seen the money in my bank account. Have you seen the money in your bank account?
90% of the world's money.
I've never seen it.
90% of the world's money is actually all digital. It is not fiat currency. Bitcoin was created as a way to stabilize a currency against the market forces that usually create, big scares. Right now we have the Federal Reserve.
That print money.
Print money. Every time they print money, which is the same as introducing more Bitcoin into the system, it devalues the dollar. Whenever they raise and lower interest rates, that affects the spending power of that dollar. With Bitcoin, those two things are set. It is impossible for anyone to just increase the supply if they wanted to.
You cannot create more Bitcoin.
You cannot create more.
You can only mine it. And once again, once 21 million is reached, there is no more even mining. What the miners will do at that point is that each transaction, they'll just get a piece of each transaction.
Actually, even with Ethereum, fees have gone up 550% this year.
The fees are a little bit insane.
Fees are starting to get insane for the trades. But the bottom line is, if you're new to Bitcoin, this is not a stock. So when you look at these charts, some of the traditional thinking of stocks does apply, but in a lot of other ways, it does not. Because this is not Bitcoin is not like, they're not going to have a good quarter or a bad quarter. There's not a CEO that's going to come out with news. This is about confidence in this as a currency. The price of Bitcoin and the adaptation of Bitcoin it's not set like someone can predict it, to the month. But we know that in 10 years, almost all of our currency will most likely be digital. And we do know something about what Bitcoin will be worth simply by just following what is built into the blockchain that runs it. The supply of Bitcoin is controlled We recently had an event which actually slowed the amount of Bitcoin that now comes into the market. So they are now half as many Bitcoins coming in per day as there
being
were
produced, right, as block rewards.
May 11th or May 10th, I think was the halving rewards.
It was recently. I don't remember the exact date.
It was recently,
but yeah.
in May. The last time that Bitcoin Bitcoin supply was cut in half of the previous 4 years was in 2016, 2017, which immediately increased the value of the currency because there was just less to go around. Now we're doing that again. And if history is any indication, these jumps happen in 10x increments. There's people that do believe it will be more than 10x this time, but if its previous high was 19,000, 20,000, and it crosses that number, there's nothing, a 10x from there is anywhere from $190,000 to $250,000. I mean, this is Bob explaining it.
That's going to be the last kind of major resistance at that $20,000 level. Of course, another psychological point, but of course, it's also all-time highs. Once you break all-time highs, then price will really begin to accelerate. That's when you're going to get the full retail mania comeback. You're going to get folks who were involved in 17. You're going to get all those hundreds of thousands of people that opened up Coinbase accounts in 17 that never got a chance to fund them. They're suddenly going to come back and they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to repeat the same mistake that they made in 17 because their neighbors are going to be making money and everyone's making money again, of course. It's the usual retail mania characteristics and behavior that you would expect once it makes that $20,000 level. The move up to whatever that top is in the 4-year cycle will be quick, probably only over a 4 to 7 month period. It typically works that way. And as you can see from this chart here, you've got sort of April timeframe being in this area right here. Then you've got just 3 or 4 months to go higher. You saw it right here when it broke out.
Okay, can you pause that? This is important what he's saying, just so we discuss it.
Yep.
When it takes off from $20,000, he's saying you don't have a lot of time. 3 to 7
months of that ride, which in 2017, it started in April. It broke the high. And by December, it was 20,000. And 1 month later, it had retraced 60, 70%. It was over.
Right. So you have like 3-4 months after 20,000. If you're even thinking of like, let me wait till it breaks the all-time high.
Yeah.
You have to buy it right away. I don't know why you'd wait, but let's say you are waiting for like the actual like bull market to begin in Bitcoin, and that's over 20,000, right? So over 20,000, we know that it's going to explode to some massive level. We don't know what that is. It could be only 100 grand, but the point is you don't have a lot of time in that window to actually get your profits. That's why you have to be in it right now when nobody's paying attention for the most part.
These are things that are happening that have not been calculated into his chart or into that video. PayPal is dabbling with crypto, could make it a mainstream paying option. This is something, if PayPal just allowed people to use crypto as money, suddenly there's millions more people just trading it on a daily level.
Can you go to a Visa? Visa also did it. There's an article on Visa.
Yeah, there was one on Visa. Bank of America could treat big transactions with Bitcoin as cash.
The world is slowly coming around to Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin as money.
Yes. This wave in Bitcoin action would like to take Bitcoin substantially higher, barring any significant developments. Bitcoin could be trading around 20,000 by the end of the year. Because of the fact that we have all of this, everything happening with the Fed, everything with CV, all of the stimulus money, and the fact that the world is much more connected, especially after these few months of everyone just being home. We could see that happen this year. It could happen this year. Because there's so much liquidity and so much momentum in that direction. It is possible.
Well, as the Fed prints more money, trillions and trillions are printed. Bitcoin is like a good hedge against the devaluation of the dollar.
Exactly. Visa announces global plans for crypto payments will go global with major tokens. A major payment service will be implementing crypto into their payment system with the help of crypto and trading platforms. Visa announced its move into the digital currency space by integrating crypto transactions with its global network of 61 million merchants. The platform will support 25 different cryptos, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple?
I own all three. So that's good.
But I mean, I hope that people that, everyone that buys stocks buys it with money. And if you understand money, you understand what this means. You understand what this means. I mean, I hope you do. I hope you know that PayPal, Venmo, I mean, our money is moving digitally. The number one first ever created was Bitcoin, and you still have a chance to buy in. If you didn't buy it at 8,000 when we were pushing it, if you didn't get it at 3,000, you can still buy it. One cool thing about Bitcoin is it's not like a stock. You don't have to buy a full Bitcoin to achieve.
Right. You buy what you can afford.
You buy what you can afford, because if Bitcoin's price goes from 10,000 to, or we think its all-time high was 20, we said that it's going to go to 200,000, say a 10x from that. It's a 10x from wherever you buy in. So if you buy in now, whatever you've got, you can buy that in, and
your 1,000 is 10,000. Your 10,000 is
10.
100,000. Your 100,000 is a million.
So, and there is no stock that is set to do anything like this in the next year. And so,
yeah, this is basically our belief system. Just to be clear, the end of 2021. Or the beginning of 2022, as Bob Loukas has said millions of times in his video. If you watch his video, every video he says this.
Yep.
Bitcoin's going to be worth anywhere from 100 to 250,000. So sleep on that. Sleep on that for a day.
Single Bitcoin will be worth 100 to 250,000. And what he's predicting is whenever that happens, we will be in a bear market until the end of that 4-year cycle. And then he predicts that somewhere within the first half of the final 4-year cycle, the 16, there will be yet another one where Bitcoin's target price will be 600, anywhere from 400 to 600 to maybe even 800,000 a coin. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds insane. But if you think about all the people that have still not bought in and we're here, if you think about all the banks, hedge funds that may include Bitcoin as part of the portfolio in the same way that they recommend gold and silver, it's basically still a baby. It's a baby.
Right.
It has a bunch of other little babies like Ethereum and Ripple, and we're watching the birth of something new that will become mainstay, will become so just background to our.
It'll be everywhere. It's like the new gold rush, basically. Whoever got there first got the gold.
Right. And since there is a limited supply, and it's not like they can go out and buy the remaining ones because they have to be mined over a certain period of time, this is something that it's just not possible with regular fiat money. I mean, if somebody came in with $1 billion or $2 billion, they could come in now and throw this whole thing off. You can't, because there's no more coins for them. Millionaires and billionaires come in, there's no coins for them. They have to wait for coins to be mined.
They have to buy it from people like us.
Exactly.
And of course, rich people who've had it for 10 years.
Right.
I hope it's not off to the races. Like I said, I'm still waiting for BTC to hit what he was saying, around 8,000. And because I'm already invested. So that's different. Let me get half more, one more, whatever. Let me just get a little bit more, baby.
This first one was a bunch of people that weren't lucky, but they had a lot of faith. This was people that had a lot of faith and just believed in it. This was people who planned for it, but weren't really sure if it was going to happen. We're planning for this. We've now seen this happen. We're planning.
We are absolutely planning. We have a strategy of when to sell our Bitcoin. Yeah. We know when we're going to buy back in. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a whole separate episode maybe about that. But basically, you need a strategy in this space when you're buying, when you're cashing out. If you're running in like the herd when it's over 20,000, what is wrong with you?
You're going to get crushed.
You're going to get crushed because you're going to be
money to guys like me and Vitaly.
You literally, you're selling, you're paying us. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be paying us to buy our Bitcoin.
Yep.
So be smart about it. If you're interested at all in this space, do some research, do some homework. And you don't have to buy $10,000 worth. Go ahead, spend $100, test it out, see if you like it, see if you even want to do anything with it. But you should start. That's the point.
Bitcoin is set to be worth anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000, somewhere within a 3 or 4 month period of next December. This is understood, and there's a lot of people, including Vitaly and myself, that have a lot of money betting on this. So we're not saying do it because we're doing it, but we're saying that we're not just saying this. We are walking the walk.
obviously our 150 viewers are not going to move the market. That's not what's going to happen here. Right. This is more like the rich shouldn't be the only ones getting rich.
Right.
You know, because honestly, after 20,000, 30,000, who's going to be buying this stuff? It's only millionaires.
It's only millionaires are going to be buying it. And at that point,
even at 10,000, it's expensive. I agree, but
it's doable.
Still in the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
At 20, 30, 40,000, I'm not even going to be paying attention to it. I'm just, whatever I have is what I have. You know? But people get upset when things go down in value, which is weird. Like, if I believe in a story like Tesla, okay, or Bitcoin, when it drops 20, 30, 40%, I don't look at it as like the worst thing in the world if I believe in the long narrative of the thing that I'm investing in. I see it as an opportunity. If I have some more cash to deploy, I'm going to buy more of that thing.
Let's say you wanted to have 20 Bitcoins and you have the money for it, but you didn't want to buy it right away because it's crazy. That little dip is a chance to throw some of the money in, realizing this is all normal. Everything, it's like you're on the road, you're on the highway, you got lost, but you're seeing some signs that you recognize. You know that you're moving in the right direction. Bitcoin is doing exactly what they've been saying it's going to do. And for those of us who are in this for the long haul, I mean, one of the reasons we started this channel is about retirement. It's not about money. It's not about making money. It's about the freedom that it offers you. There's a level of freedom that this can offer you if you have the capital to throw it in, that by this time next year or the year after, you're just going to be a lot more comfortable. We're not saying believe us. What we're saying is believe what we're reading, believe the charts, believe what people are saying, believe the analysts, look at the past, look at how the market works. Just believe the information that's out there. If you come to a different conclusion, that's fine.
And let us know about it. Let us know about it too.
Short Bitcoin. Go ahead and short it.
And you can. BitMEX, you can short Bitcoin.
Yeah, good. Go short
You're a lunatic, but go ahead.
You're a madman.
It's like the people shorting Tesla.
Oh,
a bunch of fucking lunatics.
Yeah. From us to you. If you have no Bitcoin, buy some Bitcoin. If you don't feel comfortable with Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum, because Ethereum is an easier price point. And actually, Ethereum had a much bigger percentage.
Okay, so we should actually caveat, people don't even know what Bitcoin is. Now we're talking about Ethereum. Ethereum is another crypto. And what it does is smart contracts. And it's probably going to win the smart contracting play and also be another currency. It's huge. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
And the DeFi space, it's huge. If you don't know about it, you better start researching Ethereum, because in 10 years, it's going to be on every fucking billboard. Just like they say PayPal, it's going to be powered by Ethereum network. I bet you anything that is what is going to happen.
Lesson for today is, if you have no Bitcoin, buy a Bitcoin. Buy some Ethereum, buy some crypto. Bitcoin is an asset. And if you want to ignore it at your own peril.
It's a whole asset class that you're ignoring.
You're not even, that you're ignoring. And we can ignore it for a while, but you won't be able to ignore it when it's over 20.
Well, they're going to keep thinking it's going to tank. And then as they watch it rise to 30, 40, 50, I bet you anything, a lot of those people who said they were never going to buy crypto are going to start to FOMO and going to start to throw their life savings into it, like 10,000, 20,000.
I can't
and
wait
they're going
for them to do it.
And instead of getting whole Bitcoins, they're getting little
they're getting a quarter Bitcoin. I can't wait.
10th, right.
I can't wait.
It's going to happen after 20,000, when Bitcoin is on every news channel, and every blog, and everybody's talking about it. And you see it every day go up 5,000, 6,000. I'm not even kidding. This is what's going to happen. It's going to go up by thousands or tens of thousands daily.
Look, I mean, we still haven't broken 10.5 levels. If that happened, BTC is probably running to 15K. All signs point to that point. Who said this? IR. Who is this guy? This was on, this is the author.
CNBC?
This is on CNBC.
Well, CNBC is is saying it, that you have to sell it.
Right.
You have to sell your Bitcoin right now.
Bitcoin, the next bubble just started. It's going to ramp up in price, but it's not a bubble like the .com bubble was. These terms from the stock market don't necessarily apply, and they have a negative connotation sometimes. But
if you go back to the chart of Bitcoin, it's literally just gone up and up.
This is what Bitcoin has done.
Bitcoin literally likes to spend most of its time going up.
This is all it does.
Yeah, it dips. And people call that a bubble. Honestly, you should call it a dip, because it goes right back. And so we're going to find out if the next 2 years, if it goes back over 20, you should never call this a bubble again.
This is going to be the gold rush. It happens, and it will happen again. There will be another big cycle. There will be another big cycle.
But everyone's going to be priced out of that one. That one's going to be, it's gone.
This is literally the last chance.
If you have no crypto investment, you better get a crypto investment, because 2 years from now, it might not be tomorrow, obviously. You might have a year or so to plan it all out, but 2 years from now, you might be actually kicking yourself and trying to FOMO in, and that is like the wrong thing to do.
It's over.
Now you have a chance to read about it.
Comment down below. Do you have Bitcoin? Do you think we're crazy? Do you think we're geniuses? Do you think that's the wrong coin to buy? If you don't think that it's a good, if you don't think that it's a good buy, where does the money go?
Honestly,
what do you do with that money?
You know, personally, I don't want to hear about your fucking shit coins. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, motherfuckers.
XRP. A little ripple didn't hurt nobody.
Technically, all our subscribers, if they bought one Bitcoin, we would have made the richest channel in 2 years.
We will be the richest. If everybody that subscribes to us buys a Bitcoin and we pull that together, we could literally go buy a zip code somewhere in Texas.
We can just
Vegas,
buy a whole
no freaking state tax.
Right, like Elon Musk bought 2,000 acres, right? We'll just buy 2,000 acres in Texas and form our own little freelancer finance.
Freelancer finance village.
Cult is better.